Good evening and welcome once again. It's another Friday evening, and as usual, it's Revelation Hour. God bless you for making time every Friday evening, 7:30 to 8:30, to watch your favorite program. God bless you so much. Help me to say thank you to our team in Kumasi. In fact, last Tuesday was marvelous. You organized a very, very nice program. God bless you so much. The likes of Evangelist Matthew Donko, Evangelist Deroxon, Evangelist Prof, and the rest. We say Eiko, God bless you. Evangelist Chaskweku and other people, Evangelist Esiama, the Siama, and the rest who made it to the program, and then all the team that organized the program. You did very well. So we say God bless you so much. And all the people who contributed one way or the other to support the program, we say God bless you. Not forgetting our lady, our woman, Madam Susanna Techi. Ma, God bless you so much. God willing, come tomorrow. That's tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. New Fadama SDA Church. That's where the team is coming. Evangelist Joseph Anane, myself, and then the team. We are visiting New Fadama SDA Church tomorrow morning. So if you are watching the program and you can make it to that program, I think it will be a blessing. So try to put things together and see if you can join us over there tomorrow morning. Don't forget. We will say thank you to our cherished donors. In fact, without you, this program wouldn't have been a reality. So we will keep on saying thank you for contributing to support the program. Don't forget, we are not yet there, so we have to keep on contributing. And if you've not done some before and you want to contribute to support the program, you can also do so by sending your widow's mite to our Momo account. And the number, I think they are on your screens. That's 055 35 74 933. You can copy it. No amount is too small or no amount is too big, so that we can pay for the 4 TV stations that we are telecasting on. God bless you for making it up. My name is Evangelist Kofi Kakari, and as usual, Evangelist, the researcher, the prophet of our time, Joseph Anani, is here with us. Evangelist, good evening and welcome once again.
Thank you and good evening.
And God bless you too, Kumasi. You are blessed.
Amen.
With such a wonderful teachings.
Amen.
God bless you so much. We started a topic last week and we are going to continue today. That's the part 2 of In the Days of These Kings. In the Days of These Kings. That's the part 2. And don't forget, Evangelist started with us from King Nebuchadnezzar, who had a dream, forgot about the dream, and then called all the people that he think can help, and they couldn't help. So Daniel came in, prayed with his team, and then God revealed the dream and its interpretation to him. And he told the king that there will be kings after you. And in the division, there were supposed to be 4 kings. And then down the feet was divided. And Evangelist, explained everything to us, that the feet that was with iron and clay represent kingdoms that will be divided. And then that is the quotation that we dwell on. In the days of these kings. So we are going to continue with the part 2 today, this evening, and I think you are ready. You can also join us also on Facebook. That's Home Base TV. You can join us on Facebook. That's Home Base TV. And then our brothers and sisters who are watching us, or who are supposed to watch us on Hennes TV, the information that we've received is that they are having some challenges. So maybe they may join us halfway. So please, sorry for that. Evangelist, welcome once again.
Thank you.
In the days of these kings.
These kings, yeah. Thank God.
Part 2.
Yes. As usual, we are thankful to the Lord for giving us this time again. Glory be to his name.
Amen.
We are continuing from where we left off last week.
That's right.
But before then, I'll go back and do some retrievals. I'll do some review.
Okay.
And then we make progress.
Very well.
Daniel chapter 2:44 is our key text.
Okay.
Now, like you really introduced the program, the king forgot the dream he had.
That's right.
That's in Daniel chapter 2, verse 1 to 5. The forgotten dream. Now, I just want to touch on verse 5. Because last week I said it, and this week too I'm saying the same thing. The king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. That is, he's forgotten the dream. Now, there are some versions which don't have this particular statement here.
Okay.
The thing is gone from me.
That's right.
That side is omitted. Whether it's deliberate or not is not my palaver to explain that side.
Okay.
But you see, the scriptures used to be manuscripts. That was when it was in the form of handwritten.
Okay.
So the writers, they keep copying and recopying.
Okay.
That's what happens. So those who are into that business, sometimes they meet these manuscripts that has been copied wrongly, or the copier has inadvertently omitted certain areas.
Okay.
So that when the researchers also find, they find that, in their effort to reach down to the earliest manuscripts, sometimes they come across these things.
Okay.
And they don't also do additional research. They think that could be all. So they translate whatever they have found.
Okay.
But if they had done a little further comparisons and research, they would have seen that there were more manuscripts that explain things better than they had.
Very well.
So in some cases, some of the verses are missing, and some they are shortened. But we thank God what we have has been accepted as authentic and is the, let me say, it is the most credited one.
Okay.
Yes. I'm quoting from the King James, and that's what I've been using here from day one.
That's right.
The king had a dream and he forgot the dream. That is Daniel chapter 1, verse 1 to 5. Last week we said what happened before Daniel was brought in. So Daniel intervened in chapter 2, verse 29. In 29, he made a statement there that as for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed. Right? What should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass.
Okay.
So Daniel explained that the king was thinking about what should come after him. He was thinking of the perpetuity of his kingdom, that his kingdom should be perpetual.
Okay.
So I think that ran through his mind, and then the Lord came in and then revealed the future to him. Now, last week we mentioned the dream. Daniel, in explaining the dream, pointed out clearly. He said, thou art the head of the great image. That's a golden head.
Right.
And then Daniel went on, describing the dream. That his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and partly clay. That runs through verse 33. And then 34, he said, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out with our hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
Okay.
Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. That is verse 35. Now in 36, Daniel said, this is a dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before thee.
That's right.
Fine. So the image, the description we've had in the Bible has been given. We have given an artist's impression,
And that's right.
and that's what is on the screen. Now, our viewers should understand this, that this is a history of the world from the days of Nebuchadnezzar the king. That's the golden portion on the image.
Foretold.
Until the end of earth's history. That is when Christ will come. So Daniel said he was going to give the interpretation.
Okay.
Then he began in 37 that the king was the golden head. That's Babylon. And then he continued in verse 39. He said, after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. Now, last week we mentioned that Daniel did not name the successive kingdoms.
That's right.
Apart from the golden head, which represented Babylon, because
That's right.
we started from that the king represent the kingdom, represent the golden head. So that was Babylon. But the rest were not named by Daniel.
Okay.
Right. So that's why he said, after thee shall arise. So we should only wait for events to confirm what has been written. Now in verse 40, then comes the fourth kingdom.
Okay.
In verse 40. And then 42, 43, 44, that is where we are heading to. I mean, with our interpretation.
Okay.
Or with our lesson. 42, he mentioned that as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And then Daniel went on further, one more step. He says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Then 44 says, in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom. Now, this is our point. We want to reconsider. We will consider what we said last week briefly.
Okay.
And then we make progress from there. So we are using events that has happened on the planet. Events that fulfilled the prophecies that we are revealing now.
Okay.
Now, let our viewers understand that the golden head represented the kingdom of Babylon.
That's right.
Now, Babylon was just the name of a city, but that was the capital of the ancient world in the days of King Nebuchadnezzar. So when we say Babylon, we are not only referring to the city, but that is the name given to the entire kingdom during that time.
Okay.
It covers the whole planet. As simple as that. We are not dealing with a limited geographical portion. That is what I want our viewers to understand.
Okay. So it was a kingdom that ruled
The whole world
at that time.
at that time.
Very well.
So that when the kingdom of Babylon was ousted, when it was overthrown, it means that the world still made progress, but the power has switched. Power has changed.
Okay.
Yes. And that was from 605 to 538 BC.
Okay.
So Babylon was off. The slide is over there. The next was the kingdom of the Medes and the Persians. The Medo-Persian kingdom.
That's right.
538
Cyrus and Darius.
Yes.
Okay.
538, 331 BC. That was a span. And it's the same thing. The world was there, and the power ruling the world has changed. It has moved from Babylon to the Medo-Persians.
That's right.
Understand? So people should understand that we are not dealing with a portion
that rules just a
portion.
geographical
Yes,
area.
We are dealing with the entire planet, because that's how Daniel followed it. And then the next kingdom which came, that's the kingdom of Greece, led by Alexander. After his death, 4 generals. After the 4 generals, there was infighting among the 4 generals, and they reduced the 4 to 2. Yes, which Daniel will play in chapter 11 when he says the king of the north and the king of the south.
Okay.
We are not there yet.
Okay.
Let's do chapter 2. So, in the third kingdom, that's the kingdom of Greece, also covered the whole world.
Okay.
And then the fourth kingdom, that is Rome, which is the iron legs. So I'm calling the iron Rome, because there came a time where clay also came in.
Okay.
Yeah. So iron Rome ruled from 161 BC to 476 AD.
Okay.
Then we come to the iron and clay Rome. I just want to go so literal so that our viewers will understand it.
That's right.
I'm saying iron and clay Rome because the iron in the legs did not cease, did not change.
Okay.
It ran down to the toes. It was just that at the feet, then clay was introduced there.
Okay.
So it wasn't all clay at the feet, nor was it all iron at the feet.
That's right.
It was still iron, and then the clay came in. So Rome runs from that time till when Christ will come.
Oh, okay.
Our viewers should understand this very clearly. The picture is on the screen.
Yeah.
Understand? So sometimes people say it is divided Europe. I disagree. I disagree completely with that. And I'm not just disagreeing for disagreeing's sake. On the basis of the Bible, those who claim that the clay and the iron portion represent Western Europe are wrong. Yes.
Okay.
Because Christ is coming not only to crush Western Europe, but the whole planet.
Oh, okay.
Understand?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. So that just as the head represented the earth at the time of Babylon, and the chest, the silver, represented the earth in the days of the Middle Persians, and then the brass represented the whole earth at the time of Alexander the Great, the iron Rome also represented the whole earth in the days of the Romans. So also the clay and the feet represents the whole world at the time of the second coming of Christ.
Okay.
You cannot say represent Europe.
That's right.
One of the rest of the planet. Yes, so they should be careful when they are dealing
Meaning
with.
that stone will hit only Europe.
Yes.
Meanwhile, it's not like that.
Exactly.
It will hit the whole world.
It's hitting the whole world. So the iron, comes from 161 BC when Rome came on the throne from the days of the Caesars. Through, Christian Rome, pagan Rome, the papacy and all those things, still the iron was still there.
That's
It
right.
never changed. It's still iron.
Okay.
So the iron Rome will remain till Christ comes. But towards the end of this earth's history, another power is introduced, which becomes the clay. That is why Daniel says, in the days of these kings. So iron Rome, which ruled with one particular king after the other. But when it gets to the clay, it ceases to have a monarch. Understand?
Okay.
Yes, we don't have one person ruling again. That's why Daniel, used the plural, these kings. All right. So these kings, we need to locate who are those kings. In verse 41 to 44, that's why Daniel says that, and whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. So Rome is divided. Now, when you count the toes of the feet, it is 10. It's not 7. People say 7. They play Daniel 7 into Daniel 2.
Oh, okay.
They should detach that one. In Daniel 7, there are 10 horns, which a little horn took 3 out of, and then 7 remained. But in this particular vision, there was nothing like that.
Okay.
We had 10 toes, so they should maintain the 10 toes and follow the rules of interpretation.
That's 5.
5.
Making 10.
Yes. Never did Daniel state in the vision there that part of the toes were broken off.
Removed. Okay.
So you cannot say there were 7.
Okay.
It is 10.
Okay.
Yes, because it's symbolic, right? So verse 41 says, "Whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in each of the strength of iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay." That is 41. 2. And it says, "And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken."
Okay.
So he mentioned the toes. And the description of that, it will be partly strong and partly broken. That is stronger and weaker.
That's
Very
right.
well. So far, I'm saying that the legs is fully Rome. You can give all the historical events that transpired from the days of Caesar down to when Rome began to be divided into 10 kingdoms, according to the toes. That we agree.
Okay.
Now, that 10 kingdoms should be carefully understood, because it is not only being divided into 10, but it remains 10 till the end.
Okay.
Now, the 10 there symbolizes the whole world.
Okay.
It's a symbolic figure representing the whole world. Yes. It was divided into 10, we agree. That 10 will remain
Okay.
to the end of the world when Christ will come. It is still 10.
Okay.
Yes. At the end of the world, it is not divided into 10 geographical portions. No.
Okay.
The figure there 10 represents the whole planet at a go. That is why Daniel says that these are kings. He didn't give the number. He only mentioned that the toes. And we all know that any normal human being has 10 toes.
That's right.
So, yes. So that's why we say 10.
Okay.
But the figure 10 that represents. This is not the first time. Anytime you look into the prophecy, you see the beast with 7 horns and 10 heads. The devil himself, when he was coming down, the great dragon, Revelation 12, he was having 10.
Okay.
Understand? So the figure 10 there is a representation of all the world, the kingdoms of the world. That is Daniel
Because the
speaking.
explanation that people have been given is that three kingdoms, three countries, if I should put it that way,
Yeah.
were removed by the Papal Rome,
Yes.
by the Papal powers, being the Vandals, Ostrogoth, and then Halulai.
Yes.
So I think that's why they've been saying 7
Yes.
instead of 10.
That when they are saying that, they are correct, but they are only correct when they are using that in Daniel chapter 7.
Oh, okay.
But in Daniel 2, there was no removal of any toe.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it remains 10.
It remains 10.
Until the stone
Yes.
will be cast. Okay.
It remains until the stone came. Yes. So they should be clear. Because at the count of the stone, the toes are 10.
That's right.
But when you use the 7 heads and 10 horns, where you have the little horn ejecting 3 or approaching 3, and the remaining 7, that it means that Christ should have come at that time.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So they should leave Daniel 7 out of this equation and let's do Daniel 2.
Okay.
Yes. So in the days of the Iron Rome, that was where you were having one king ruling the whole universe, like the Nebuchadnezzar ruling the whole world. He dies and another person succeeds, and it goes on and on and on and on. But when you come to the portion of the iron and the clay, you don't have one particular head ruling anymore. They jointly rule. Yes.
In plural.
Yes. They co-rule. That is what Daniel is saying. So in the days of this co-ruling, that is where the kingdom of God comes.
Wow.
So they should understand. It's simple
I
as
think
that.
it's clear now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Rome was a political nation, and then it was political and it was pagan, right? Now the pagan aspect was Christianized, so you have what they call Christian Rome. Yes, and then the Christian aspect of Rome remained, and the political power gradually depleted.
Okay.
That was when they arrested the Pope and took him to prison. Now they should ask the history books of this world, which church's pastor has ever been captured by a military band and then taken to prison? If not, what is happening in Ghana and some few areas in the world? We are not talking about money matters. We are talking about a head of a
leader
church, right? Arrested on political grounds. Yes.
1798, right?
Exactly. So the matter we are talking, that was when Rome was both religious and political. It was a religio-political power. 1798, that political power was taken off. The church remained.
Okay. When the Pope was kidnapped
Exactly.
or arrested.
Yes, the church
and
remained.
imprisoned in France.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Understand? So thereafter, when he was coming back again, when Rome was trying to assume power, the political power has been taken. So now they joins to co-rule. That is a mixture of the iron and clay. Coming back.
Okay.
Exactly. Now let me proceed. The 10 toes will remain until Christ comes. It never changes because the iron and the clay remain. And Daniel says that they will try to cohabit, mixed, to become one unit,
Okay.
one alloy, but it wasn't going to happen.
going
In
to
as
be in
much as
vain. That's
clay and iron cannot
Cannot.
mix together to get one particular element, that would be impossible. So we would look at the portion where Daniel says that they were mingling themselves, mixing, because in the days of mixing up, that was when the King of Heaven set up the King of Heaven set up his kingdom. Exactly.
Okay.
Daniel said that they will continue to be mixing with one another, but it cannot mix. Then a stone was cut out from heaven which crushed the image.
Okay.
So I want to tell our viewers that they should look into history, that when Rome came back again after the 1798 capturing,
That's right.
the Lateran Council 1929, last week we said it, when Rome began amassing wealth and then coming back on the stage of action, what are some of the things that has played into this prophecy? Last week we aired a video. Today we'll begin from there. But before then, that's why I want to emphasize on 43. When it says, and whereas thou sawest the iron and clay mixed together, whereas thou sawest the iron and clay mixed with, whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, that's it. They shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. That's verse 43. And then 44 it says, and in the days of this king shall the God of heaven establish his kingdom. So the last sign for the kingdom of heaven to come in verse 44 was the coming together of iron and clay. When you see these things, then you should know that the next event was the coming of Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That's
So
Daniel
can one
2.
say that they will try to unite?
Yes.
But that will not be possible.
Yes. So in their efforts to unite, that was going to bring the next event in verse 44.
And that's the coming of Christ.
Yes. So the unity there is what some people are calling one world government.
Oh, okay.
You understand? That's what Daniel said, to not hold. And we will begin with. So Rome was once upon a time political and religious, and Rome never changes.
Okay.
So it to assume that state again by trying to coerce men, mix up men, bring it under her own umbrella.
Okay.
But in that process, the living God will reveal his glory. That's
Because
what
some preachers, I don't know whether to call them evangelists, are going around preaching that we are going to have one world religion.
Fine.
And then the leader is going to be the Pope. That's what they've been
Yes.
telling people.
That's what I've been telling people. History will unfold itself. I will know who is telling the
Okay.
truth. The
Okay.
next three, the first
Okay,
three videos.
very well. Viewers, today we have 8 videos to prove a point. So production, if you are ready, video 1, 2, 3. If you are ready, please roll them for us.
We want to show you some extraordinary pictures which came to us from the Vatican on what was, of course, an extraordinary day. Within hours of Pope Benedict announcing that he was to resign, take a look at this. Lightning struck St. Peter's Basilica. You can see it again now in slow motion. Extraordinary. It happened just before 6 o'clock in the evening, local time.
Come vorrei una chiesa povera e per I poveri.
Pope Francis left no doubt about what his focus will be during his pontificate as the first Latin American pope for the Catholic Church. Speaking to more than 5,000 journalists at the Paul VI Hall, Francis also explained how that focus on the world's most needy influenced his name choice.
Nell'elezione io avevo accanto a me il arcivescovo emerito di San Paolo e anche prefetto emerito della Congregazione per il Clero, il cardinale Claudio Umes, un grande amico, un grande amico. E quando la cosa diveniva un po' pericolosa, lui mi confortava, no? E quando i voti sono saliti ai 2/3, diviene l'applauso consueto perché è stato eletto il Papa. E lui mi abbracciò, mi baciò e mi ha detto: non ti dimentichi dei poveri. E quella parola è entrata qui, i poveri, i poveri. Poi, subito, in relazione ai poveri, ho pensato a Francesco di Assisi.
During his speech, he often went off script and made
In
several...
September this year, an overwhelming majority of the United Nations member states voted in favor of the resolution on raising the flags of non-member observer states at the United Nations. On Tuesday, October the 13th, during an official ceremony, the Holy See flag was raised at the United Nations in Geneva.
The Holy See has long been an active observer at the United Nations. It plays a particularly important role in the promotion of intercultural and interreligious dialogue. There are too many instances where religion is used to divide people. Being attentive to such instances enables us to speak out against them, and the Holy See has done so repeatedly. Hence, the presence of the Holy See, especially at the Human Rights Council here in Geneva, is of the utmost importance to all of us.
With the many crises facing the international community today, the role of the United Nations becomes ever more crucial. We all feel a responsibility to contribute to the important service the UN renders to the human family in the search for peace and the pursuit of development as a benefit to all people in respect of their conscience and identity.
The flag of the Holy See is one of only 2 square country flags in the world, the other being the flag of Switzerland. The flag consists of 2 vertical bands with the crossed keys of St. Peter and the papal tiara, centered in the white band. The gold or yellow represents spiritual power, while the silver key to heaven represents worldly power. But the raising of the Holy See flag at the UN was more than just a symbolic gesture.
It shows that there is a determination on the part of the Holy See to continue to participate in the events, in the activities, in the debates that take place in this unique forum, this unique arena that is the United Nations.
Welcome once again. We've watched 3 videos and then we will go to Evangelist for the explanation. Evangelist.
Yes, I want to put a landmark in locating where we are picking the final fulfillment of prophecy.
Okay.
Because Rome has a long story and the age is long. But I want to be specific.
Okay.
And my specificity begins from the day when Pope Benedict resigned. And it was it was, I want to use a certain word, and the word is not coming, but it was designated by that lightning on top, which struck the top of St. Peter's Cathedral. In fact, we don't have that record in history from creation. That on the very day when he decided to step down, that same day, just before sunset, according to the video, we saw lightning striking twice the cross on the top of St. Peter's.
I think the Catholics can help us if something of that nature has happened before.
Indeed, because we are quoting from the BBC.
That's right.
And I've checked our sources and they are perfect and correct.
Okay.
Yes. Now, when that happened, that was the welcoming address to the next Pope, Pope Francis.
Okay.
Now, we never knew he was to be elected. According to the second video, he said it. That he was there with a friend, Cardinal Humes, who was giving him updates of what was happening. Right? And then eventually it was him who was nominated or appointed to become a pope. Fine. We give him the congratulations.
Okay.
But according to him, he said that when his name was mentioned and he agreed, the brother cardinal told him that he should remember the poor.
Okay.
And he is admitted on the video.
That's right.
that stuck in his mind. Good. The next thing was he was the first pope who went to the UN with the Vatican flag.
Oh, okay.
Other popes has been there, they didn't go with any flag.
That's right.
Understand?
Their flags were not raised at UN.
Yes.
That's right.
And raising the flag at the UN, our viewers should check. You just don't go raising the flag. It was voted upon. The United Nations voted upon that the Vatican flag should be erected there. Understand?
Okay.
There was an alibi, they camouflaged it. They were trying to raise the flag of the Palestinians. Check the records if that flag is there. And what is it doing?
Okay.
That is why the Apostolic Nuncio to the United Nations, you saw him, Father Tomasi, was saying that it showed that now the Holy See
has become active.
Yes,
member.
and you participate in decision-making process, in voting and all those things. That is where the core rule. That's Daniel 2:43, playing right under our faces here.
Eventually, I will not draw you back, but can you answer this quickly for me? So when they were deciding on LGBTQ, was he actively involved in the discussion and everything?
The LGBT began 2015, right? Before he was installed. It began in the days of, in fact, it had been there. But when it was coming, when it was becoming a leading matter at the UN and at their sessions and meetings, it was in the days of Pope Benedict.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So at the time Pope Benedict resigned and Pope Francis was coming in, that case was at the peak. That was why some few days after his installation, he was giving that interview on the flight. Yes, and he said, "Who am I to judge?"
Oh, okay.
Yes, that was the answer he gave.
Oh, that's
yes.
by the way, so you can continue.
Now, what am I saying? We're saying that when the United Nations decided to raise the flag of the Vatican, it showed symbolically that the Holy See has now become a member of the United Nations.
Okay.
So that, like any other country, United States, Ghana, any other country, the Holy See participates in the decision-making process over there in the United Nations.
Okay.
Now that was the third video, but let me read this quickly. This come to top up with the second video when it was chosen. We are reading from the American Jesuit. This is American Jesuit Review of March 28, 2014. It's a long story. I think it's about 4 pages, but we just read the very first paragraph because we couldn't digest all here.
That's March 28th, 2014.
Yes.
On March 16th, 2013,
yes,
Francis stated he chose the name of Francis of Assisi.
Yes.
Because for me, he is the man of poverty and man of peace, the man who loves and protects creation.
Yes.
These days, we do not have a very good relationship with creation, do we?
Very well.
Question.
Yes. So Pope Francis is saying that he chose the name Francis. You know, his name was Cardinal George Bergoglio.
Bergoglio, that's right.
That was the name Cardinal Vigano used. You know, we had that video some time ago and people, you know, got shook a little. We will come back, we will revisit that video one day. So his name at that time was Cardinal George Bergoglio. So when he was nominated, elected as a pope, he's saying that he chose...
He assumed that name.
Yes. He chose the name Francis because the St. Francis that was a lover of creation and one who had passion for the poor. So he choosing this name Francis means that he has come for the poor and then come to protect creation.
And for peace.
Very well. The next 3 videos will begin to explain.
Productions. Videos 4 to 6. If you are ready, please roll them for us.
Discrimination to achieve true peace. I would like to call upon the following religious leaders to come up to the stage and join us for the signing of the ceremony of the Unity of Religions Agreement. First, Archbishop Martin de Jesus Barahona to please come up to the stage. Also, a representative of Holiness Sharukyati Panditak Haryavari Aswam Swati Sri Bataraka to come to the stage. Also, from the Islam Shia faith, El Sharif Muhammad Hassan El Armini to come to the stage. From the Hinduism faith, His Holiness Swami Shidananda Saraswatiji Maharaj, the Guru of India. From the faith of Buddhism, Representative Dr. Ashin Nyanisara, founder of the Sidaku Buddha Vihara. Would you please make your way to the stage? From the Catholic Church, Archbishop Antonio Ledesma from the Philippines. From the Anglican Church, Archbishop Patricio Enrique Viveros Robles. From the Sikh religion, Singh Sahib Jana Gurbacha and Singhji. If you could make your way to the stage, please. From the Jewish faith, Rabbi Jeremy Yehuda Milgrom. From the Zoroaster faith, Dr. Meher Master Moose. And from the Baha'i faith, Dr. Bharati Gandhi. At this time, we would also like to call upon the host of the World Alliance of Religions Peace Summit. Firstly, Mr. Man Hee Lee, the chairman of HWPL, and also Ms. Nam Hee Kim, the president of IWPG. Let's give them a great applause. While the proceedings continue on stage, we will conduct the signing ceremony of the agreement to propose the enactment of an international law for the cessation of war and world peace just below stage with our delegations, and to establish
the glory of God that Paul preaches, that word, those sacraments, that gospel that marks the Lord's church. And Luther surely had his moment. We thank the Lord that he sees the day. We're all blessed because of the Reformation. But Luther's moment is not ours. Ours is now. And it's time to go. It might be hard. It might be risky. But this is precisely what we are prepared to do. What we're called to do. Let's do this. Let's go. In Jesus' name. Amen.
His Holiness Pope Francis and the LWF President Bishop Yunnan will now sign the joint statement as an expression of the commitment of our two communions.
Welcome once again, and don't forget one phrase: they will try to cleave to one another, but they will not succeed, according to the prophecy. Evangelist,
Yes.
you've watched some videos.
You've made it correct. We saw what they call the World Religious Peace Summit. World Alliance of Religions.
Buddhism, Shintoism,
All of them.
Hare Krishna,
Yes.
Christianity.
So they are signing a peace pact. Understand? And churches are represented there. We had Roman Catholic, we had Anglican. So all these religions are mixed up together. And they are fighting for peace. No wonder Daniel said that they will try to mix one with another with the seed of men, but it shall not hold. So it is in the days of this mixing up that we should be expecting the kingdom of God.
Wow.
And we are seeing the events happening, unfolding in our eyes. That's the first video. The second video was that Lutheran pastor, minister, who was telling them in 2017, when all churches came together to sign an agreement that once upon a time we were in Rome with the Roman Catholic Church.
That's right.
Now we are coming back.
We separated.
We separated.
And now we are coming back.
Yes. And then he stood in front of the large congregation, both Catholics and Protestants, telling them that Luther's moment was gone. It's not ours. Ours is now. And it is time to go. Go where? It is time to go back to Rome. And that they are going was risky and it might be hard.
That's what bothers my mind.
That's the pastor.
You are saying it's risky.
Yes.
It's hard.
Yes.
But we have to go.
Yes. He said, this is what we have to do. So let's go in Jesus' name. And they went. They've gone. Understand? So the prophecy has foretold all these events. Now that religious bodies, most religious bodies have been brought together, Christians have come together in the name of ecumenism, and then non-Christian bodies like Islam, like Buddhists, like Christians, like Shinto, all those also come together. Now, both left and right have been brought on one platform.
That's right.
By His Holiness Pope Francis on the Laudato Si that he brought up in 2015. Now, when he brought it up, he took it straight to the United Nations. Why there? Because he co-rules. Understand? So you have the church and then the world now ruling, and his Laudato Si is a platform on which the UN is establishing her doctrines now.
Oh, okay.
So the UN is pushing the church's agenda. So it is
can you say religious bodies agenda?
Yes.
Because we saw other religion signing also to the peace
That is
pact.
it. That is
And
it.
they don't even believe in the Bible.
Yes. So an article which appeared on the UN news website is on the screen. They will read it in a moment. That was when Pope Francis had introduced the encyclical to the United Nations, and they were celebrating its first anniversary. And the UN is reporting that he said this week marks the first anniversary of the call of Pope Francis to the world's 1.2 billion Catholics to join the fight against climate change. Thank them for that one. But the next sentence is what I like most.
Okay.
He says that which was pivotal, that is the encyclical, was pivotal. You understand?
Foundation
in building momentum for the historic Paris Climate Agreement, and also for sustainable development. Then he says the encyclical was part of a wider mobilization of what? Faith groups. So those Hindus and Christians and Muslims and Christians, all of them agreed on the encyclical. That is the United Nations reporting.
Wow.
And then also it was used to frame the 17 Development Sustainable Goals, all in 2015. Understand? So the encyclical, when you pick it, don't say my church hasn't agreed on. Ecumenism has accepted it. When you go to the Muslim world, they have accepted it. You go to the non-Muslim countries, they have accepted it. There is no organization on earth that has rejected the encyclical.
That's a
Yes.
Laudato Si.
And then the UN also welcomes it very well. Now we are told that the UN report that it is the Laudato Si that gave power to create to form the Paris Agreement. So when you pick the Paris Agreement, you have picked the Laudato Si. And then the 17 SDGs is also it that gave it the pivotal in building momentum for the development of the SDGs.
So we say it is the spirit that carries along the SDG 17.
Oh yes, yes. You understand? So the UN is projecting the 17 SDGs, and they have admitted that they took the Laudato Si and they incorporated it or embedded it into the 17 development goals.
Okay.
And this began from September 2015. That's the point I'm making. That was when he took it to the United Nations and they accepted it.
Wow.
Understand? So by this time, all faith groups have imbibed the Laudato Si. So they are jointly ruling the world. No wonder in the Laudato Si, it is written that trees should be planted.
That's right.
Now trees have been planted from ages past. So they should understand this clearly. When the Laudato Si, which was agreed upon by faith groups, was accepted, the UN took it, and from 2015 it began implementing whatsoever is written in the Laudato Si.
That's right.
We planted trees. Now I'm referring to a letter from the General Conference of 70 Adventists. It's on the screen. That it says Adventists in Ghana joined the Green Ghana Project. We planted trees not quite long ago. That was in July.
Oh, so this is not coming from Ghana.
No.
They're coming from
this from the General Conference.
Oh, okay.
So Adventists will listen to the dates over there. The 70 Adventists joined. I like the English how it framed. 7-day Adventists. The 70 Adventist Church in Ghana has joined the national government tree planting drive to plant 5 million trees. Excellent. Nothing wrong about that.
That's right.
Now, my point here is that they joined the national government tree planting, program. Where from the national tree planting? The Roman Catholic Church, the president here in Ghana, also spoke, and I'm picking that news also from the Vatican City. Just like I picked that of the Adventists from the General Conference.
Headquarters, okay.
Yes, I'm also picking from the headquarters of the Catholic Church, Vatican. And according to Archbishop Philip Name, president of the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference, he is saying that the Ghana Catholic Bishop Conference has announced plans to spearhead the tree planting of 1 million trees this year as part of their response to the 7-year Laudato Si action platform announced by Pope Francis.
Wow.
Why the Adventist Church was planting the trees based upon the government's invitation, the Catholics are saying that
Explaining that it
Yes.
is part of the Laudato Si.
it is part of Laudato Si.
So it's coming from their end.
It is coming from their end. And then they wanted to explain. He said the bishop's 1 million trees planting agenda is twofold. It comes as a response to Pope Francis' Laudato Si encyclical,
One.
and as a way to support the Ghanaian government environmental flagship program, the Green Granite Project.
Two.
Understand? But the Seventh-day Adventists, and I believe with other Christian bodies, I think the Presbyterians, Presbyterians went planting, Methodists went planting, Pentecostals went planting. Now, these bodies are mentioned when planting on the ticket of the government.
That's right.
You understand? But the Catholics are telling you that it is coming from the Laudato Si. It's a 7-year action plan.
Okay.
And
but the news did not come that it's coming from the papacy
No.
or the Vatican.
Yes.
But rather through the government.
The Vatican will not convey, I'm not using the Vatican, the Holy See will not convey to the President of Ghana, it will convey it to the United Nations.
And the United Nations
Yes,
send it down there.
send it down. It's in the Laudato Si. People should check paragraph 39 on page 29 and then page 211. It's right there.
I think we have some 3 minutes.
Yes. And then they also brought the cancellation of debts, which has also been passed, and it is making progress. Understand? All these are coming from the Laudato Si. So you see that they are co-ruling the world. Why would the Holy See suggest that there should be cancellation of debts
So
and it is
the
cancelled?
environment,
Yes.
the poor,
Mm-hmm.
they are all being assisted.
They are all being assisted. And then the gentleman who was speaking, the Archbishop, said that the rest of the activities of the Laudato Si will be implemented in 2022. Right in the document.
We are
there.
almost there.
Yes, we are almost there. And because of time, maybe I don't want to go much into that because it also needs extra time to explain.
Okay.
But I want to tell our viewers that we are in Daniel 2:43. Where we are now, we have reached there. And very soon we'll be moving to verse 44. When we get to verse 44, Daniel says, in the days of these kings. Yes. Understand? So when we come next week, God willing, we will establish those days. Because Daniel makes it so clear that it takes a blind man not to see. That's all. It takes a spiritually blind man not to see.
We are almost home.
Yes. Because the coming of Christ is within the mixing up of these kingdoms when they are trying to come together. Churches have come together, religious bodies have come together, and now they have come together to co-rule the world with one particular constitution. So you have the churchcraft and the statecraft coming together. Yes. And then they will all have a common identity. That will be for next week's lesson.
Wow. I wish we can continue, but unfortunately, the time is up. So we will say thank you for making time to watch this program this evening. God bless you so much. I think you are getting the understanding. If you have any challenge or challenges, please let us know. Send it to our WhatsApp line so that we will read them and then know how to address them in our next episode. So please do that for us. And as I said earlier, tomorrow morning we are coming to New Fadama SDA Church. New Fadama SDA Church. Evangelist Joseph and myself, and then the team, we are coming there to study the prophecy. That's the prophecies that are unfolding, so that we all understand the Bible and where we've gotten to as far as the world history is concerned. We will say thank you to our cherished donors. We still count on you. Please keep sending the monies because we have to pay for the 4 TV stations, 1 hour each. So we need money seriously. And the number that you can do so or send the money to is 055 35 74 933. They are on your screen, so you can copy them and then send the monies. And apart from that, if you have any question or contribution to make as far as this program or other programs are concerned, you can call the same number and Evangelist Joseph Hanane will be on standby to pick up your calls and then answer whatever question you have for him. So soon we have to bring the program to an end. My name is Evangelist Kofi Kakari, and the servant of God I call him the prophet of our time. Evangelist Joseph Anani was the one that God used this evening too. Evangelist, God bless you so much.
Amen.
So same time next week, don't forget, the Revelation Hour will come your way. We will know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. God bless you.